Okay, so today is Friday. It's about lunchtime. It's just after 12. Court is finished. We heard from Heidi or the Crown, that they had to be done by 2 o'clock today. So we decided we weren't going to stay another night here. We're going to get back on trail. And the days in, they were really great. They let us stay in our room till 12.
Which it's only a quarter after 12 right now.
It's only quarter after 12, so we only did about 15. We left, of course, we weren't going to leave our room right at 12. We left at about 10 to. So we only had 20 minutes down here sitting on the bench with the phone up to our ear listening to the end of it, which wasn't very much. But it turned out, so we did all of our victim impact statements yesterday. It was a brutal day. I can't even talk about how brutal that freaking was. But at least we got that one brutal day, and we don't actually have to listen to whatever the stupid sentence is going to end up being for manslaughter, all at the same time. But we do have to keep going back, and they have set the date. And I don't know if you guys didn't know anything about court, but that is a real thing, and they keep changing it. So they'll set the date.
We're going back for July 15th to set the date for sentencing, but you can't give the sentencing on the 15th.
We can't do the sentencing on the 15th. You get the date, and sometimes we show up where it's supposed to be to set the date. They've actually done to set the dates, and it's like all of it.
Only good thing it's not good, but we'll be home.
We'll be. I'm assuming now because the date to set the date isn't until July 15th.
So they're not gonna book it within that month.
So yeah, the odds are good it's not going to happen in July or early August or anything. So hopefully, if we run fast enough, maybe we can get home for sentencing hearing. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing if I'm in there in person, but anyway. So sometimes it feels like what you say and do, especially when you're on the victim side, means nothing. And sometimes it makes it hard to want to do that. But my family was so brave. Each and every one of them got up there and they spoke, knowing that it may not actually do anything other than just tear them apart more. But they were all brave. They all did it. Even my 12-year-old granddaughter got up there. Her mom read her statement for her, but she stood up there in that little stand in front of everybody. So yeah, I'm very proud of all of them. I wish I was there. I wish I was there to hug them all. And maybe we will be for sentencing. This will give me encouragement when I'm at the end of the day and I'm crawling and it's like, can you do 2 more miles? Maybe I can. Maybe I can. If I crawl for 2 more miles, maybe I'll make it back for sentencing. So, yeah. Anyway, but days in was great. We had good service. The room was clean. Like I said, he let us in early. We got here and the room was ready, so he let us in early. He didn't even question anything. And he let us stay an extra hour, which, like he said, being Friday, they're going to be busier tonight. But he still let us stay in there till 12, which actually worked out perfect for us. So we're just waiting for our Uber. We're going to head back to Penmar Park and get started. So as soon as we get there within a half a mile, we're entering Pennsylvania.
We're in Pennsylvania right now.
Even though we're actually in Pennsylvania right now because that's where the hotel is. But as far as on trail goes, we haven't entered Pennsylvania yet. So we're gonna get there and enter Pennsylvania today. We didn't really set any major mile
8 to 10
plans for today. We're gonna hopefully we'll get an 8 to 10.
We should get to the 10.
Yeah.
There's a nice tent site.
There's a nice tent site too. They saw it around 10 miles. So hopefully we'll get to that. But anyway, so we're waiting for Uber. I've never done an Uber ride in my life, but it's going to work. The shuttle driver that drove us here on our way here, he did tell us he wouldn't be. Him and his wife were both working at their other jobs on Saturday, so we'll just see what the price is for an Uber, and it's actually really cheap for an Uber for us today. So we're gonna do that. It's not very very far. It's only like a 4 or 5 mile drive. Yeah, so we're just sitting on our little bench out here that we finished listening to the rest of the court stuff, and we're waiting for a ride. So I'll show you when we get back on track. Okay, we are back at Penmar Park. We figured we might as well have our lunch here right now. We got a few things to eat quick, and then use the bathroom before we head out, and see how many miles we can get in today. But it's a nice little park. Yeah, there's lots of space here. It's nice and shaded, lots of nice trees. Yeah. Okay, we reached the Mason-Dixon line, the Maryland and Pennsylvania border.
A lot crammed in here.
Mm-hmm.
Monarch. Hi.
Oh, I thought you were far behind.
Hi.
Hi, baby. Hi, little baby butt. Okay. So we, once we started hiking, like, it was pretty nice at that park, the Penmar Park, because it was shaded and the breeze was blowing and we were just sitting there. As soon as we started hiking, though, we were climbing pretty quickly, and I did not do well when we were climbing. I was feeling nauseous. I had to sit down 3 or 4 times on this one climb that wasn't very big. But we came from out of the air conditioning in the hotel, and I think it was 32 degrees this afternoon. And I don't know if that's with the humidity or not. So that's 32 degrees Celsius, which means it was approximately 94 Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. And we just stepped out into it in the afternoon and started to climb. So we took our few breaks. Then once we were on the downhill, I felt okay. And we got to the water spot, sat down for a little bit, had a break, and drank some extra water, some electrolytes, and cooled down a bit, and then got our water to go. So we're back on the trail now. I think that was our more like steeper climb for the day. There is another climb still for what we had planned. We're on it, but it seems like it's a little bit more gradual.
3 miles.
Yeah, it's only 3 miles.
Over 3 miles.
Oh, it's over 3 miles of climbing, but it's more of a gradual climb. So we're just going to take our time and putter and drink. And then I know there was a spring up here somewhere, if we needed to stop again and even dip. Yeah, and there is a shelter. Because today was technically supposed to be our second day off for the court stuff. That was always the plan. But when we knew that it was probably going to be done early, we saved the money on the hotel by just getting back out on trail. But we don't need to necessarily have to fully throw away the day off. Just make it a shorter hiking day, and still have another bit of a rest. But we do have to start getting our plan. We've worked out what we need to get done in order to be done in 6 months, and we need to do 125 miles per week, however that lays out. So the more days that we get, 20 or even a little bit more than 20 could earn us a shorter day at the end of the week. If we don't feel like we need it, we can get extra miles on that last day, and not take a 0 or a short day until we actually feel like we need it. It'll depend too what the terrain is coming up and the heat. But we're going to have to, if we want to be finished in our 6 months, which we do, we have to stick to the no less than 125 per week. That actually would give us a little bit of, we'd be going over, I think, by like 7 miles a week, we'd have as buffers so that if there was one day, like, and we trip and fall and, later in the day and have to stop 5 miles early, well, we kind of bought that. But we won't take it on. We're going to pretend that we don't have it. We're going to ignore that extra 7 miles, and do the 125 for every single week. So that's what we have to start doing in order to be able to finish in the 6 months. And that doesn't actually count today. When I was doing my math, that was counting from where we were at our water stop, but starting tomorrow. So every little bit that, every few miles we do after that water source is already kind of a bonus for us. So we'll try to, it's only, I don't think it's not even quite 4 o'clock yet, maybe 3:45, 10 to 4. So we definitely still have time. and it is a short day. We did stop. When we needed to stop, we stopped. I felt like I was going to be sick. So, and my heart rate was like pounding in my head. So I think it was just the heat and the climbing just kind of hit me quickly. I felt better once we started going downhill, and I had stopped to have a break to cool down. So I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Anyway, so this is our day so far. I'll let you know where we land. It'll be sometime in the next couple hours anyway. And if it's near a water source, might not be a bad idea. So that we have...
The shelter has water.
The shelter has water?
For 8 miles, there's water.
Okay. And that would be our 8 miles for the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
The shelter with water on it.
Yeah. So we might
and
shoot.
not hard to get water. It's at the shelter.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. So we might just shoot for that, and then we know we have water for tonight and in the morning. But anyway, I'll show you if there's anything good to show you. We just stopped here at this shelter for a few minutes. This is one of the double shelters. The one that we're going to in about 3.5 miles is also a double shelter. And then they have, this one here has tent pads. I think the other one said it had tent pads too. The privy's pretty close. There is a spring here. It's at a 1/4 mile down a side trail, but there is still a creek right here, right on the trail, that's still flowing good. So nobody needs to go to that spring. Yeah, so we have about 3.5 miles to get to our shelter. That will give us 8 miles for the day. Considering we didn't get out here till after 1, and it was pretty hot, and I didn't feel great. This was actually supposed to be a 0 day, so I'm happy with the 8 miles once we get there. So this is Old Forge Park. I forgot about this Forge, says he had to stop here. We're just stopping here for a second. We only have about a mile till it's only 5:30. We've got a mile till the shelter, but the right at the back here, pure drinking water year round. So I'm going to finish my my electrolyte drink and fill back up, because I've been conserving it so we didn't have to stop and filter or anything, but we don't have to filter from here.
What are you doing? Okay.